The exercise I'm about to show you will blow up your triceps. And it is not a dumbbell pullover. Fight me in the comments. Let's go. Now, when we first talk about tricep strength, okay, we've got to look at 1, the 3 heads, 2, what are we focusing on? We're trying to extend the elbow. We might be trying to stabilize overhead. Okay, so if we want to have elbow extension or a little bit of shoulder stability, we've got to train in different positions to light up the actual triceps, okay? And then we've got to think, are we trying to train for just specifically size, or are we trying to train for a lot of strength? Because that will determine what our load will be. Are we gonna go really, really heavy? So that would be using something like, I'll give you a little bit of a cheat here, close grip bench. You can really load those triceps and it can be very, very heavy, so you will get a really good response, just like dips, another exercise. But first, what I wanna do is go into one easy exercise. We're gonna give you a progression into that big one that's not a dumbbell pullover. One easy progression is get our power elastic strength band, okay? And I call these ghost face kickbacks. And I wanna see here almost only extension in the elbow, okay? And this is an exercise, ghost face kickbacks, that you can do for like sets of 30, 40, 50, okay? So this is an exercise that you can use for pre-fatigue. This is something that you can do to get a little bit of size. This is just an absolute great movement, even if you want to warm up and get those elbows nice and lubricated. Shoot, this one's not sponsored by Roman. So, ghost face kickbacks is an absolutely fantastic movement to start to build those triceps, but now we're going to get into that second key progression before we get to the #1 tricep exercise of all time. So that next key tricep exercise is going to be a lean away tricep extension. And so this is gonna put us in a little bit of an overhead position. It's gonna light up our triceps. And this is something that you can use if you're a football player with, throwing a stiff arm, blocking somebody. So yes, bodybuilding exercises for the triceps will lead to better sports performance. So I'm here, okay, and I come through. And I just wanna have a little bit of flexion in my abs. Here, boom. Oh, we gotta put some WD-40 on that baby. So you can hit this. Now, if I wanna do real heavy sets, that's gonna be fine, but I should always do 2 to 3 drop sets of about 25 reps. Wow, that's a really annoying sound. One more. Nice and controlled on the way back. And then that's gonna take us into our third key tricep exercise. That's not a dumbbell pullover, because dumbbell pullovers don't train the triceps. Okay, so we started with the ghost face kickback. We went into that lean away tricep extension. Now we're gonna get into a seated tricep extension. Okay, so this is gonna be another old school bodybuilding movement, a great tricep builder, great tricep exercise. And this will also help if you're somebody who's a weightlifter, you struggle with press outs in the snatch or press outs in the jerk, use this exercise. This is very simple though, and you can get a huge stretch, but not as huge as the last key exercise. So I'm gonna go here, bring this up. I want a diamond control here, lengthen, and extend on the way back up. Lengthen, extend on the way up. And if you're somebody who has a little bit of a tight thoracic spine, you're probably gonna have a little bit of a spasm in this position. But again, this is an absolutely fantastic movement. I just hit myself in the head because I was trying to see who's coming in the gym. 4 sets of 9. Now, we're gonna get into that #1 tricep exercise that you've never done. In comes the Miracle Grow. This is the absolute 100%, I don't care what anybody says, best tricep exercise ever. Okay, what's gonna happen is we're gonna get into an overhead position. Okay, we're gonna lengthen the out of our triceps. We're gonna get nice elbow flexion along with getting into that overhead position where we lengthen our abs and our lats. That's gonna open up our upper back. And then we're gonna come real deep, lengthening and strengthening, and we're gonna come back over top of our face. And we wanna have a diamond position on the dumbbell. There is a ton of evidence now that the absolute best tricep position or the best way to grow your tricep is in an overhead position. If we want to grow it and we want it to be very strong so we can throw a shot further or be a better wrestler or be a better swimmer or anything along those lines, then we have to have a decent amount of weight on it as well. And one other side, this is not a dumbbell pullover. A dumbbell pullover is done with long arms, not flexing your elbow or extending your elbow. This is a miracle grow. Please take note and go try this today and your triceps will be sore for 3 days. So what I want to do is I'm going to have my shoulders at the top of the bench. So my shoulders are here. Remember, this is the grip. Okay, I want to squeeze my abs. I want to squeeze my glutes. Okay, I'm going to get nice and deep here. I'm going to bring this over. Okay, so I have this position. Now I'm going to be able to rest my head just slightly here. I want to start with elbow flexion. Bring my shoulders back. Elbow flexion, deep, 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 deep. Pull, extend. 2 more. So if you are an athlete who struggles with being in an overhead position, or you struggle with locking out your bench, or your triceps are just pathetically small to begin with, hit the ghost face kickbacks, work into the lean away extensions, definitely do the seated tricep extension or the seated miracle grow, but always do the dumbbell miracle grow. The miracle grow is going to light up your triceps. For beginners, I would do this once a week. Do 4 sets of 7, a little bit heavier, 2 sets of 17 to get as sore as possible. And I know soreness doesn't mean that it's this greatest exercise. You will have never felt the soreness in your triceps that the miracle grow is going to give you, and that's going to lead to bigger lifts and ultimately better performance. If you guys need help with your training, you need exercises like the miracle grow that you've never tried, you don't even know how to program them, make sure you head over to peakstrength.app. You can pick up our app today where we have periodized programming based off of your equipment and your goals with exercises that we've tried here, tried and true results. So now you're going to have garage strength in your pocket, because remember, freaks, if you guys want to become a champion, you've always got to cultivate your power. Peace.